DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the FL1 Betting Podcast here on FingerLakes1.com. Paul Russo with Jim Senecropi and Kyle Evans here with you. It's week 9 in the NFL. We got week 8 picks to review. We'll do our picks for week 9 and whatever else kind of comes up this week. Luckily, there was no gambling scandals that were new that have popped up for us this week. So we'll get to that and more in just a minute. But first, take a couple more of our sponsors, including Ticino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. You can visit them at their original Waterloo location or their new location in Geneva. Dine-in, takeout, delivery, catering, and banquets. You can order online at Ticino's.com. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. And GoNetSpeed, the future of connection is here, and it's fiber. Made for how we live and work today, GoNetSpeed fiber is faster and stronger than anything out there. You can check availability in your area, as well as plans and pricing at GoNetspeed.com and get ready for fast and reliable fiber internet straight to your home. And I know I've seen a couple more of their signs pop up throughout Seneca Falls in the past couple of weeks, which is good to see here locally. So get on it. Fiber is great, especially at GoNetspeed.
They're at my house for years now, and it's never a problem.
Yeah, it's freaking the best.
Yep.
So, all right, let's take a look at that bet card, guys, shall we, from week 8.
Ugh.
Don't go, Jim, me and you.
The Bengals game bothers me.
That's fair. It's fair. And I don't maybe necessarily blame you from that perspective, but me and you had decent weeks. You know, there's another bankroll week. You can't hate it.
If you're winning, you're grinning.
Yeah. Kyle, on the other hand, what? Kyle, come on.
He wishes it was 2024 again.
Yeah.
Keeps happening. I have a good week, and the next week it's like 1 for 2, 0 for 3, but I mean, come on. Did anyone really think the Dolphins would blow out the Falcons?
That is true.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
And
then Houston at home.
Yeah.
It's 49ers. I mean, I know the Niners had to go to the East Coast. Or not the East Coast.
San Francisco.
Central time
San
zone.
Francisco was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Different time zone. They barely had the ball the entire game. Mistakes. It just wasn't the normal 49ers.
I hear you there. But, hey, at least I was on the right side of a Bengals-related bet, I guess.
Well, up 6 units on the year, and so every 2 and 3 week is great. You just want to avoid the 3 and 0 and 3 weeks, I should say. You know, that can really knock you back down. But we're not even halfway through, right? What was that, week 8?
Yeah, that was week 8. This is week 9, which I guess would be the
halfway
halfway
through now.
week. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, tough to beat the weeks that me and you had, Jim, in the grand scheme of it. And Kyle, just we'll get you figured out. You know, we'll get it rated. You've had a couple good weeks, but a couple bad weeks. It's okay.
Week recently.
It's getting harder, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Looking at the lines this week, there's just, so many big lines. And, I used to always be like, look, if you're going to give me 12.5 points in an NFL game, I'll take the underdog every time. But, man, some of these teams, Tennessee and, you just can't trust them. And then what do you think about how can Atlanta destroy the Bills coming off their bye week? Literally blow the Bills out, kind of, right? And then come back and do what they did last week.
Yeah, they've had a couple of those. They beat Washington, too, in that run pretty convincingly. And, I mean, they just...
Remember, it was 30-0 in Carolina.
Yeah.
With Michael Penix playing and everyone playing. And then they lost to a banged-up 49ers team that half their defense is injured. No Nick Bosa. And only put up 12 points. I mean, it's probably one of the weirdest teams we've ever seen. Yeah. Up and down. You just don't know what you're getting.
And Carolina is frustrating, too, in that regard. I bet them a lot this year. I didn't bet them last week against the Bills, but, I mean, they got destroyed. You just don't see that coming. They're at home. And, I think that maybe not putting enough emphasis on the teams coming off of bye weeks, what a big advantage that is. Yeah,
did you know that the only game that was decided by single digits was that Jets-Bengals game? There's 13 games.
Yeah, it was an awful week.
Just one was decided by then.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in 55 years.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know when we talked Monday on the Bills podcast, it was like the most blowouts technically since week 2014 at that point anyway.
Well, yeah, but then there was another one Monday night in Washington.
No,
so
exactly right.
that was
2008.
Yeah.
17 years ago was the last. 9 games were decided by 18 or more points.
Yeah. So
I had been having some success this year betting like 4 or 5 to 1 odd player prop parlays. So I'll give you an example of one. Like I might take, if the Chiefs are playing, I might take Patrick Mahomes over 15 rushing yards. Juju Smith-Schuster over 15 receiving yards. Kareem Hunt over 15 rushing yards. And some of these are like between minus 100 and 200 individually. And I'm trying to think of another one. Like Noah Gray plus 10 yards. And so I'll parlay those together, like $10 to win like 50 or 60. Been doing really well with those, not going for the big names or the big number over-unders, but the lesser-known guys. Every NFL game you watch, the backup tight end always catches a pass, or two. So that's been good, but I had the worst beat of the year this week. Absolutely worst beat of the year. It's I'm still coming to terms with it. It was a type of beat that made me want to just not bet anymore.
go ahead.
I like to do like a long shot, like touchdown parlay, and not necessarily like a 9 or 10 guy, but like 3 guys. So this week I had Sean Tucker plus 440 anytime touchdown for the Tampa Bay, and he scored. So fast forward, I think, to the 4 o'clock games, or maybe did the Colts play at 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward to the Colts, I had Michael Pittman touchdown. So I needed one more touchdown to hit, and it was $10 to win $657. And it was Cortland Sutton. And in the second half of that game, doesn't he catch a nice over-the-shoulder 40-yard touchdown pass, and they call it back for freaking holding? And then the very next play, Cortland Sutton in the end zone, off his chest, dropped it. I mean, that's the difference between, that's a whole season's worth of, that's a buffer that puts you up for the whole year, and instead of getting nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was brutal. And, okay, he scored the touchdown and it called back for holding. That sucks. That's a bad beat. But you know what? Maybe he wouldn't have been open if the guy didn't hold. But the very next play, they go back to him and it hits him in the chest in the end zone, and he drops it.
And they put up that many points, and they were playing the worst
Yep.
secondary in the league. I even picked Sutton to score. I thought he was due. I liked the matchup.
Yep.
And, yeah.
And he did. It all came together, but it didn't. And so, so that the odds were made so long by the Tucker touchdown. But same thing, I've watched a lot of football or Tampa Bay games, and, with Bucky Irving out, Tucker is out there probably 30% of the snaps, and he gets a lot of goal line work. And so he scored. And so then, Pittman's probably a 50-50 chance. He probably scores in half the games, and Sutton's probably a little better than 50-50. And anyways, bad beat. I don't ever want to talk about it again.
I don't blame you. A lot of books now do the injury player thing to save your parlay if you do it, and I did. I was spared on buying with Cam Scadaboo, except it's tough when another player in your thing goes down with an injury, which was Krishan Judkins for me. So,
Oh yeah, it was a rough week.
although Saquon Barkley and Chase Brown got to their rushing props that I needed for them, kind of hard to do that when the 2 other guys get injured and you can only be spared on one of the legs. So, no pun intended for the Scadaboo one there. So,
Brutal injury when you turned the wrong way.
Were you guys watching on Red Zone by chance during that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
Did you feel like they just showed too many replays on Red Zone of the ankle?
Well, at first they said,
Like-
Scadaboo got injured. We're going to queue up that replay. And then it took
Yeah.
like probably 3 minutes for him to queue it up.
Yeah.
And then when they finally did, they showed it a lot.
I'm like, I'm good. Like, bad.
The injuries are the dirty little secret in the NFL. I mean, it really almost ruins the league when you got, guys like Jaden Daniels out. and McLaurin, if
Mike
you're
Evans.
Mike Evans.
I mean, you can go on and on, right, with the play. And Scadaboo is one of the probably the darlings of the season in terms of, and he's out now. And, of course, Malik Neighbors was out too for the Giants. So it's like, it takes away the fun. I mean, when 20% of the stars going into the season are out for the year.
Yeah. It's always been the NFL's whatever. I mean, there's always something, and it's just like,
That's why I don't get too upset about, the way they protect the quarterbacks.
Right.
With the the flags and the late hits and the targeting and the helmet to helmet and all that stuff, because you don't want to see Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or any of these top name quarterbacks especially go out. You want to see them play 18 or 17 games.
yeah. I'm not falling for the bait on the Mahomes one this week with that. So
Well, any of them. I mean, the bigger star you are, I guess, the more protected you get.
I know.
I
just-
understand it from the NFL's perspective.
that one's a little bit of a sensitive subject, even though it was in a blowout for me right now. So
And like Jonathan Taylor's having an all-time year for the Colts, but I mean, geez, he gets hurt every year, so you feel like it's just impending. And then when that happens, the Colts' dream season kind of goes off the rails. So you're just mostly hoping you're. And we're only talking about the marquee guys, but
Right.
you got your interior linemen getting hurt, and it's just part of the game.
Yeah,
But it's a tough thing that the NFL has to deal with as opposed to other sports, I think.
yeah.
Like nobody gets hurt in hockey. I mean, they do, but
Wow.
They keep playing.
they
Yeah.
keep playing.
No.
Put a visor over their helmet if they need. Broken nose, just put the visor over.
Right.
Cage, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, see what the Bills right now on the defensive side. I know Washington's going through it like on their offensive line. It's Chargers are going
And
through it with their offensive
McLaurin
line.
and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And then even Debo Samuels was out last week. Like your whole freaking team is gone. Like what are we doing here?
I agree.
Buccaneers are on their 5th, 6th, 7th wide receivers at times.
Yeah, I mean guys like Godwin and Evans and these are big names that people buy their jerseys and come to see. And
McCaffrey's that injury's coming. There's just no way he's staying healthy.
yeah, I'm going all last year, and so yeah, it's and I don't know what you do about it unless you want to start playing touch football. It's just the name of the game, I guess.
Well, we'll find out in a few years at the LA Summer Olympics with flag football. So,
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
yeah. Maybe before we get to our picks, who stayed up the other night until 3 a.m. watching 18
I
innings
do
of baseball?
anyways, so it was no big deal.
I did.
I made the mistake of getting up off my couch and going up and saying I'm going to watch the last inning or two in bed, thinking it was going to end, and then of course between the 11th and 12th inning, I was out. And woke up the next morning and couldn't believe it.
Yep.
So what time did it end? Like 3 a.m.?
3 a.m.
I
Yeah.
had 2:51 exactly.
Yeah.
Well, which is great for the people on the West Coast.
Yeah. I don't even know about that. That game started at 5 p.m. in LA, and they were there for pretty much 6 hours.
7 hours.
Over, yeah,
It was
7
a
hours.
7
6
hour
hours
game.
and 39 minutes.
So,
But it's not even the longest game. In 2018, it was 7 hours and
Right.
20 minutes.
Longest World Series
Yeah.
game. Of
Red
course,
Sox Dodgers World Series.
that was before some of the changes that have been made to speed up play.
That too.
If it wasn't last night, that game last night may have gone to 4 a.m.
yeah. I
was hoping.
I was
You
I was
don't want to
buckled
see an
in.
end, kind of. I mean, it's like so incredible.
I was hoping like the Blue Jays would score and then the Dodgers would retie it and then it would keep going.
And then all of a sudden, you're going to need to bring in like your left fielder to pitch.
Yeah, I wanted to see Yamamoto come in because he was warming up, and then they said they were going to use a position player later on. It just would have been chaotic and fun because I don't have any rooting interest.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about baseball too. Is it's one of the only games, sports where there's not a clock.
Yeah.
Like
In that true sense, yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's why it's the most beautiful, brilliantly dumb game on the planet, I call it. Because you never know what would have happened. And the perfect example of that would be if you told me Toronto was going to win Game 4 I would have called you crazy, and lo and behold, they tie up the series.
Usually in something like this, I would have bet on Toronto last night, the underdog, just for the value. But I looked at Ohtani pitching, and I'm like, you know what? So my bet was like Dodgers over 6 runs and Dodgers minus 1.5 on the run line, and that couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
Where traditionally my instinct would have been to just put $10 on Toronto on the money line.
Yeah.
I just quickly wanted to check the time of last night's game: 2 hours 54 minutes.
Yeah.
They could have played 3 games.
Yep. But yeah,
They were probably happy to get to bed early.
I'm sure there was probably a number of people who were thrilled. I know myself, I was thrilled I didn't have to stay up until the wee hours of the night or early hours of the morning, depending upon how you view things. So,
I mean, if you knew it was going to go like that, maybe you get home from work and take a nap,
yeah,
and then wake up and watch the game. But you never know; these things just happen.
no, yeah, I think the only time I've kind of experienced something like that in that sense was back when I was in college in 2015. The summer Daytona race at for NASCAR didn't finish until like 4 a.m.
Rain delays.
Yeah, because of rain, and they were up against, I don't know if there was like some sort of storm system coming through, but they were just like, literally it was like, they have to get it in.
NASCAR should run in the rain. I mean,
They do now,
drive
actually.
our cars in the rain on the throughway.
They do now. They run rain on road courses and short tracks. It's just the higher speed stuff they still can't.
Well, they got to dial it back if it's raining. That's part of the fun.
Part of it. But I got to witness the first rain race at Watkins Glen, so that was pretty cool. So, but either way.
Windshield wipers?
Oh, yeah. They're not great in the sense because you're still going 100 and something miles an hour, so you're not doing much anyway, but, they do a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's get to our picks, I suppose, at this point.
We got 3 winners.
Yeah. Jim, I'll let you go kind of de facto here, do your choice of you want to go first or if you want me to lead off.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I got the Broncos plus 1.5 at Houston. I don't know if what the line's at that you have in front of you when you got your list of all
I can
the.
get you 2.5.
Really, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, I'll take it. I mean, doesn't it feels like a trap in the same way that San Francisco did last week. I mean, Denver looked great on Sunday, and Houston, while they're improved, doesn't really stand out to me as a contender. Where Denver seems like a.
Yeah, I don't get it the past 2 weeks, but yeah.
So I'm taking the Broncos plus 2.5.
And I don't blame you.
Plus 2.5. I might have taken it if it was minus 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree either, but I think it's because Houston's won 3 of 5.
Right.
And they just
And
think
they're
that
home.
Yeah, home.
We'll see.
But Denver, who did they beat last week?
Dallas. I mean, that was
Yeah, well, yeah.
Won 5 straight.
Yeah.
But it was in the convincing nature that they've been winning too.
Yeah. About to say it was Jared Stidham versus Fat Joe Milton in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I like it.
Milton looked good.
For those of us who remember him in college, it was a good week for Joe Milton stock. I can tell you that much. I guess speaking of college, my first pick is back to the college well here. I wanted to do Vanderbilt. They're catching 2.5 at Texas, but in the same sense that feels trappy with Denver at Houston, kind of feels trappy a little bit doing that, although Arch might not be playing for Texas, but who knows.
Good anyways, apparently.
Stay away from it. Do have a little bit of a Texas flair, though, with this pick. I'm doing Navy at North Texas over 65.5 points. Now, hold on. Hold on, Jim. I know why you're laughing. You hear Navy, you think, what the hell are you talking about with offense here? Both of these teams have been over 65.5 points in 6 of their last 10 combined games, but each have scored 30 in 8 of their last combined 10 games. So, I'm going to go with that. North Texas's offense is really good. Navy's is also really good, but that scoring punch from the Mean Green, I think, is going to really carry this. I do think the midshipmen are going to get some points as well. So I'm going to do it. It feels like a Big 12 bet from a few years ago, but I'm doing it in the American. I'm doing that over 65.5 with Navy at North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kyle.
Well, I'm going with him.
Okay.
That's my first thing I put on here yesterday. I did it yesterday afternoon. I'm like you. I couldn't believe that it was 1.5 when I saw it. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, that's a lock. It feels like a lock. and then now you say it's 2.5.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's even moving. Yeah, it's but those are the things that make me take a little pause and be like, it feels like we're getting trapped. But
Even if it's a low-scoring game, you would think the Broncos could win by 3,
yeah,
like literally, and just
yeah. I mean, the Broncos are better defensively, I think, and they're definitely better offensively. And anyways, we'll see what happens Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jim, back to you for pick 2.
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills plus 1.5 at home against Kansas City. I mean, come on, the Bills own Kansas City in the regular season and at home, and they're getting points.
I can get you 2.5 there too.
Well, I'll take the extra point. I'm glad that you're scouring the internet for the best
Got you.
lines. It's a smart thing to do to have accounts at different sports books so you can take advantage of that. But again, like what's going on here? I mean, yeah, Kansas City is resurgent and they're better, but Kansas City was Super Bowl caliber all the past several years that Buffalo's been beating them at home. So, and you also can't fall in a trap in the NFL and fall in love with teams based on their like last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I think this one it's a huge game for Buffalo. I think Kansas City's kind of due for a loss, and I like getting points. Anytime the Bills are getting points at home, I mean, I don't care who they're playing. I don't care, if they're playing the 86 Bears.
Ooh. Oh, how about it?
With Jim McMahon and Richard Dent, and William Perry and Walter Payton, Mike Singletary.
I was about to say I'm more visioning the 4-6 zone on that one than anything else, but Samurai Mike. So I guess by my logic here, Jim, you're not going to necessarily love this pick in that sense, but I'm going to go New England minus 5.5 against Atlanta.
I like that one too.
New England 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games, but they're just cover machines the whole year so far at this point. Atlanta's a fluky team, so maybe I'll catch them on the wrong week for this, but
After how they looked last week, I can't imagine them winning a game against a team that's as good as New England.
But that's the main thing, right? Is New England appears to just be a very good team this year.
What a difference a few weeks makes in the AFC East.
Yeah.
You got now all of a sudden the New England's a 5-point favorite and Buffalo's a 1.5-point underdog at home.
Yeah.
I think that things get righted this week a little, at least as terms as Buffalo goes, but I do think New England will beat Atlanta, but it could be a shock or two where Atlanta just looks like they did against Buffalo and helps out the Bills by beating New England.
Yeah. All right, Kyle.
So I'm going to go Colts minus 3 at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense, you've seen it. The last 2 weeks giving up 30+. For some reason, they're the worst passing defense in the league.
Yeah.
Literally, 32nd. I mean, Joe Flacco threw for over 300 yards. I mean, everyone. Jordan Love, 360. Daniel Jones is going to have the time of his life against this defense. Deshaun Elliott just went out with injury.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why the Colts can't win by at least, 4.
Yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh's kind of dying by their own sword here on defense. I saw yesterday Mike Tomlin was kind of pushed about the subject, and in the most Mike Tomlin way I've been trying to tell people, said we're sticking with what we got. So, hey, the Steeler way may be their own demise as usual.
Another big day for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren and company.
And even the Steelers' offense. I mean, what are they? They're the most inconsistent unit in the league.
Jalen Warren and then got DK Metcalf.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Colts defense is solid.
Yeah.
So I thought that line was kind of crazy too. Thought it'd be a little higher.
Anchored by
Pittsburgh though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But even last week, look at the Packers at Pittsburgh. Jordan Love, 360 yards. Like, everyone had their time.
Remember when the Colts used to be in the AFC East with the Bills?
I don't.
You guys don't remember that? No. I miss the slightly bigger divisions. When the Cardinals were in St. Louis and they were in the NFC East. Play the Giants home and home.
I'm going to take your word for it on that front, but yeah. The only thing I know about the St. Louis Cardinals football edition is that was the first stop of the Air Coryell offense initially back in the day. So, but that's football nerd Paul coming out on that one more than anything else. Colts, though, anchored by forgotten best Syracuse player in the league right now,
Zaire Franklin.
Zaire
I got him on my fantasy team because we have defensive players, and he's not having his normal
He's not, right.
year statistically.
But
the team's doing good. And he's still the heart of that defense, and he wears number 44.
Yep.
So, remember when James Mungro was the orange man out that was on the Colts?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
We are fun.
I was going to go with the Colts too, but just for the sake of variety, I'm going to not go two picks with Kyle. My last pick's going to be the Commanders plus 3.5 hosting Seattle. Mm-hmm. Seattle's like a Jekyll and Hyde type of team. Jaden Daniels should be back, right?
He's practicing today. I think that will be the true indicator.
I know. I feel like I'm taking it too early because it is kind of based on Daniels playing. I think they'll probably commit to a little bit more of a ground game too. And McLaurin should be playing too.
Knock on wood.
Right. I mean, his injury. I think if the game wasn't a blowout, he would have continued to play.
Probably, yeah.
Last week too. So, and really, it's almost a do or die game for Washington. Mm-hmm. Like they were content, consider themselves Super Bowl contenders going into the season, and injuries have hurt them, and they've lost several games, and they can't afford to lose another one, especially at home. No, I think Dan Quinn will have them together and ready to go.
That makes me hopeful as well. So. I don't have numbers behind this one. I don't have anything. I'm calling it my gut pick of the week here. Give me the Bengals plus 3 at home against Chicago.
I like that one too.
I mean, I really don't have numbers to back me up on my hunch. It's more the gut at this point.
I think part of it's the pride in Cincinnati after what happened last week to the Jets. I think that they either bounce back from something like that strong or you just totally go in the tank. And I think that
And part of it, too, with this pick for me, too, is actually something that, Kyle, you brought up a few minutes ago. It's like, at this point in the year, there's not a ton of lines that really can get you excited in a lot of weeks. And this was another week where a ton jumped out. But you're going to give me a home game like that with a team catching enough of a possession of a situation here. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And by the way, if there is numbers, Joe Flacco loves targeting Jamar Chase. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's over a 2/3 clip of targets going to Jamar Chase, which is crazy in today's NFL. So, I just like I said, I'm going with my gut on this one. I'm just taking the Bengals getting the 3. All right, Cal, take us home.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville at the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Jacksonville's coming off a bye. They've lost 2 in a row. One was in London. Yep. They still have, I think, a pretty solid team. The Raiders are just, what are they're awful.
Both teams really are down. Yeah. In the
some
dumps.
Question marks, with both.
I looked at that game, too. I just can't get over how bad their offense looked last game they played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
how about this for a stat? Since 2002, the Raiders are 5-18 coming off a bye because they're also coming off a bye.
Interesting.
And unlike most teams in the NFL, they're worse.
Yeah.
And I know it's such 2002 is so long ago, but for that to consistently happen throughout these last 23 years.
Yeah.
What's Pete Carroll coach teams off a bye?
That's the interesting one.
I wish I had that.
Because that's the one difference, but he hasn't made a difference this year.
Do we count USC in those numbers?
No, I wouldn't. Got to be NFL.
At the end of the day, though, Jacksonville on paper is more talented.
Yeah.
It's -3. Come on, go win a game. You lost 2 in a row. Yeah. One was in London. I feel good about it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
There was another game that caught my eye, and I was
although Brian Thomas Jr. is disgruntled.
Yeah, right? They're doing some PR chasing, as I call it, where it's he's not on the trade market.
Yeah, their head coach shot it down.
Yeah,
You're the head coach. What do you know what the GM's doing?
Well, no, it's one of those things where it's I think he knows what's up. But it's one of those he's not on the trade market. He's not on the trade market.
Well, how could you trade him if you're Jacksonville?
Unless
one guy then.
Unless you're planning on making Travis Hunter primary wide receiver. I don't.
Even that,
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's not that good
No.
as a receiver.
No.
Like, he hasn't been. He's got one touchdown this year.
Yeah. It's not. It hasn't been great. But
Or maybe they're tanking to get a pick at a quarterback and move on from Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, I don't know if this is the year to do the tank thing though. That's the issue.
There
As
is no
somebody who
year
is,
to do it.
I mean, we talk about it on here a lot. As somebody who pays attention to the college game, I not a fan of a lot of the pro prospects of college quarterbacks this year. I feel like everybody was saying Nussmeier at LSU, but man, it has not been a good year for him. Obviously, the Arch thing has not played out the way anybody's thought.
Beginning of the year, people and over the summer, people were
thought-
like, "Should this team tank so they can get Arch Manning?"
Yeah.
And specifically, they're talking about the Saints or the
Yeah.
Colts.
Yeah.
Now the Saints maybe still Saints because of Archie's dad, Archie,
Right.
and then the Colts because Peyton Manning was there for a while, and they
But
didn't think Daniel Jones would be the answer, but apparently Daniel Jones is the answer.
and I thought last year was kind of barren in terms of prospects available. This year for quarterbacks, it's worse, I think. I mean, there's always usually something you can find in the rough, but like I just don't see anything this year.
Nobody you need to tank for. Maybe you can find a Tom Brady in the 5th round.
Oh, right. I think that's what I'm getting at. It's like, I don't think somebody will take somebody in the first round. Right? I mean, even the Saints took the guy they're starting this week, Tyler Show, in the first round, right? They traded up technically for him, but like I just don't see anybody worth doing it for. Like, I mean, maybe you can get somebody, and I don't know if he'll necessarily come out. Maybe you get somebody like a Fernando Mendoza kind of
Back.
late back, maybe, yeah. But like those guys are not day 1 or 2 guys at this point. You know what I mean? I mean, those,
Neither was Cam Ward apparently.
yeah,
Number 1 pick in the draft. He's struggling.
yeah. Well, that one might be a Tennessee thing more than him thing at this point. But that one now has turned into a wait and see type thing almost for next year.
Yeah.
Already. So who knows? Who knows? All right. I think we can get out here on that note. I think we got our picks in and everything, so we can lock in and get on out.
You're going somewhere?
I am. I'm going to Clemson. Get to
that's
see
right.
Duke at Clemson.
Who do you like in that game? What's the line?
Oh, it's a good question. I didn't look. I can try and rush this quick and see if I can find anything. It's a little theater of the mind in the moment here. Let's see, that's a noon
If I
game.
had to guess, I'm going to guess it's Clemson
Okay.
$3.5.
minus. I'm going to go.
Kyle,
with
you're
high.
looking.
No, but let's see. What do you think you would have said if I didn't say 3.5?
6.
It's 3.5.
Okay.
Kyle, you cheater.
Well, it was just for the sake of time.
I like being the researcher. I like going. And
I respect it.
It's
I
nice
respect
that you guys got. Your
I'm just
laptop.
more excited. I think one of the things, not to go completely off the rails, so one of the things really COVID taught me is go to places that you've kind of wanted to go to and experience the new stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think their version of Death Valley, I'm really looking forward to. Right, I mean, Southern college football is its own beast.
Hopefully the weather's
So,
good. It'll be a great day. Great campus. Great tailgate.
Yeah,
My daughter almost went there. She wanted to go there. She
Yeah.
was thinking about going there, and then she fell in love with James Madison
she made the right choice for college football, I think. in
this
that
year, at
front.
least. Maybe I don't know. It was fun watching the Dukes against Texas on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Sunbelt action. Texas State.
yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where the plans finally made out of the group chat type deal, and away we go. And I know for me personally, there's going to be some side stuff too that I'm going to do that I'm looking forward to. Knock on wood, with the government shutdown, then we'll be able to access a couple things. But go and explore a little bit of the Shenandoah National Park and stuff like that on the way back home, and yeah, all that stuff. I'm a sicko across multiple boards, as I'd say. So, but looking forward to it.
Would
Yeah.
have had a better time at the Dome Friday night.
Maybe we'll see. Bill Belichick in the
Bill
dome.
Belichick coming to the Dome. Kenny Haas is excited.
Yep,
So we'll see you back here next Thursday for
Yes.
the betting pod, but you'll miss the Bills pod.
I will. But you guys will kill it.
I'm
so
sure we will.
you guys, I think no matter what, we're going to have a lot to talk to. So I'll be listening on. Maybe not be able to catch it live necessarily Monday because, like I said, if I'm out in the woods in the mountains, I'm not going to have service. But back in the hotel room, I will obviously. So either way, if I'm not live, I'll catch up after the fact.
Here's your quick NFL news.
Sure.
It was kind of reported yesterday, but it's official. The Broncos have signed 41-year-old tight end Mercedes Lewis.
Wait, what?
Why?
Worked out for the team yesterday. And
They don't like Evan Ingram or something?
I don't know.
When did he last play?
I don't know.
Like
Okay,
2019?
It is the practice squad, but he still could be elevated.
Right. Wow.
Why would you even have interest though in a 41-year-old tight end?
It was never that great. To
when
begin with.
there's other options, clearly.
Fantasy darling for a few weeks, Mercedes Lewis.
Just want to throw that in, mainly because of the age and
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I haven't seen him play or heard of him since like 2019.
Next thing you know, somebody's going to pick up Mark Bavaro.
Oh,
Okay, he played with the Bears the last 2 years.
wait, what?
17 games last year, 17 games in 23.
Oh, wow.
I'll be damned.
He's still fresh.
Barely was on the
Yes.
field. He had 1 catch for 1 yard last year.
Okay, then. No one will deny that the
So
paycheck
he's
was
a blocking
cashed.
tight end. He's just on the field to block.
I mean, they kind of need that. They don't.
Well, I
Evan
don't
Ingram's
think
not a
he's gonna,
blocking
we
tight
ain't
end.
even going to see him in any games.
No. Depth piece.
Well, have a good trip.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good weekend, guys. Good luck with your picks. Good luck to everybody else with their picks. Back at it again next Thursday at 2 p.m. You can find the Finger Lakes 1 Betting Podcast and all other podcasts here at Finger Lakes 1 on fingerlakes1.com, the FL1 YouTube channel, and all major podcasting platforms. We'll talk again next week, everybody. Have a great weekend. Good luck with your picks.